All right, so we're making Rotary, and I'm going to be using all of these utensils here. We've got some whisks, spoons, a tablespoon, a thermometer. We got the ultimate yogurt maker, and a 2-quart glass bowl, measuring bowl, and then we've got those 2 quarts right there for the ultimate machine, and then this inulin prebiotic fiber, and of course your milk of your choosing. And it's also very important that we sanitize everything. So I'm going to boil the water to 150 degrees and dip everything that I'm going to use into there. And I'm also going to do the same with 1 quart of milk. I'm going to heat that to 150 and use that warmed up later. And that does include the measuring bowl, since I'm going to be stirring and mixing up the milk and the inulin powder into this. Give that a good swirl and you're good. Once everything is sanitized, I'm going to use 1 to 2 tablespoons of my inulin prebiotic fiber. Just know that the more inulin you use, the more tardy your yogurt will taste once it is finished. And then we're going to pour in the 150 degree milk. All right, and this is very important. This is how we can make sure that the inulin that we are using is clean. There's no bad bacteria. So put that warmed up milk. I usually use 1 quart or maybe a little bit less. Stir it all up, whisk it good, and then we are set to pour in the rest of the milk. Doing it this way makes it so not only that your inulin is clean, there's no bad bacteria, but also your starting milk, once you put in the bacteria, is around 100 degrees. So I've got cold milk out of the fridge entering into 150 degrees of milk that we warmed up previously. It balances out to around 100 degrees, which is what we want to ferment this milk at anyway. But just to make sure, I always use my thermometer and make sure that the final milk product that's entering and mixing with the probiotic is not too hot. So if it's like 110 degrees or more, I will make sure it cools down to around 100 degrees. For your very first batch, you will need to use a pill that has the strain that you want. So I'm using the LRDR strain from Dr. Davis. Once you already make a batch, you can always use a previous batch. I use 1 to 2 tablespoons. You can keep it in the freezer, take it out and use it when you need to. But for this one, we will need to use the pill just to get things started. Now you can add in the milk that has the inulin to each of those jars that have the strain. I'm going to top this one up, give it a nice, slow, steady stir just to make sure everything is mixed in there well. And then if you look here at the top, you can see there's a bunch of bubbles just from the milk flowing in. And if you want a clean looking finished product, you can take a spoon and carefully scoop out that top foam. I actually strain mine so it's a more thicker Greek yogurt like yogurt at the end of it. So I don't really care if there are bubbles, but if you do want to have a cleaner end product, you can also remove those bubbles. Slap those lids on once the jars are full. And also just be mindful of when you are making these batches. So it's going to take 36 hours. If you are making this at 2 p.m., it's going to be done at 2 a.m., 36 hours from then. So if you're a night owl or not, just make sure that you are making these at a time where you will be awake. Now I'm going to fill this up with water a little bit below the lids, so it's not all the way to the top, so make sure there's a little bit of space there. Putting the lid on and then setting this to 100 degrees for 36 hours. This maximizes the amount of bacteria and sets it at a time that is most fruitful for them to multiply in. And that is pretty much it, but just as a little tip here, if you end up being histamine intolerant or you take the Rotary and you get itchy, I have found that there are enzymes or a supplement called DAO. So this is what I use. For me, I had some issues. I was probably taking too much, but I was getting itchy taking the Reuteri because it produces histamine, and these enzymes help to break down histamine. So this is something that I have had to use personally. If you don't run into this issue yourself, then you can obviously ignore this. But that is it, you guys. We are done. Let that sit for 36 hours. I set a reminder on my phone when it's done, and then I will put the finished yogurt, once it's done fermenting, in the fridge for about 6 hours before eating it. This just makes it more solid and easier to eat. And that's about it, guys. Thank you.